I'll be reading The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, based on the original book by C.S. Lewis, illustrated by Tudor Humphreys. Once there was, and probably still is, a magical wardrobe. It was made from the wood of a magic apple tree. You could, if you would, climb through the back to another world, to its magical land called Narnia. But now the world was ruled by an icy white witch, whose wand could turn you to stone, and whose power could be broken only with the help of 4 children. And of course, right here, on this side of the wardrobe, were 4 children: Peter, Susan, Edmund, and Lucy, all of them longing for adventure. Lucy, the youngest and most longing, was first to push past the furry coats. And find herself in a snowy wood, under a street lamp, where the witch's wickedness had made it always winter. Always winter and never Christmas. Imagine that, came a voice. It was Mr. Tumnus, a faun. He was working for the witch, even though he knew it was wrong. "Good evening," he said, staring hard at Lucy. "You are a human child, are you not? Come through the Wild West Woods." "Come through the Wild West Woods?" "No," said Lucy. "Through the wardrobe in the spare room." "The wardrobe? Spare room? Never heard of that," said Mr. Tumnus, "but someone like you is expected, and a toasty tea awaits you." After tea, to Lucy's surprise, Mr. Tumnus began to weep so hard that there were puddles all over the floor. Lucy had often wanted to cry like that herself, and was most sympathetic, which made Mr. Tumnus blurt out the truth. "I'm supposed to hand you over to the White Witch, Her Majesty, but now that I've met you, I can't, I won't, even though I'll be turned to stone if I don't." Lucy promised she wouldn't let that happen. "After all," she said, "a witch is only a witch until someone stands up to her in the right way. So I'll get my brothers and sisters, and that's what we'll do." But before Lucy could persuade Peter and Susan that there was a wicked white witch, through the wardrobe Edmund secretly slipped through to see for himself. So, when a few days later all 4 children did go through the wardrobe together, Edmund was quite ready to deliver the others to the witch, just to get his mouth around more of the magic must-have Turkish delight. Of course, he said nothing as they trudged through the snow in coats borrowed from the wardrobe. He said nothing when they found Mr. Tumnus's cave ransacked. He said nothing. He said not a word when Talking Beaver told them Mr. Tumnus had been dragged away by the witch's Scarlet Wolf police. Lucy, on the other hand, was furious. "Well, that does it," she cried. "I'm not leaving until that witch has had her wand smashed and her wickedness stamped on." Mr. Beaver was thrilled to hear Lucy talk like this, and hurried them back to his house for a what to do about the witch meeting.